Alrighty, so today's lesson is a quick little lesson over the Bay of Pigs invasion and the Cuban Missile Crisis, basically Cuba's involvement in the Cold War, and just like a quick little overview video. And so hope it can help you. Feel free to pause the video at any time if you're wanting to take notes, but this is a quick overview. So Cuba during the Cold War, after World War II, Cuba became an important location. It's only about 90 miles away from the United States, which makes it incredibly good location as far as strategic bombing goes. So that being said, in 1959, Fidel Castro establishes a communist government, and in Cuba then becomes closely aligned with the Soviet Union because of the situation with containment and NATO and the Warsaw Pact. So the key idea here is that a communist country is close to the United States, which increased the tensions and kind of made things worse. So the first portion of this is called the Bay of Pigs invasion. The Bay of Pigs is a bay inside of Cuba. So in 1961, the United States had a failed attempt to overthrow Castro. So they were US-trained Cuban exiles that were invading Cuba, and it quickly failed, and the US felt incredibly embarrassed. But it strengthened the relationship between Cuba and the Soviet Union, or the USSR, and it increased the Cold War tension even further. This led directly to what's known as the Cuban Missile Crisis. Cuban Missile Crisis happens a year later in 1962. It's the most dangerous moment of the Cold War because we're near nuclear warfare. So what happened? The Soviet Union placed nuclear missiles in Cuba, and the US discovered this. JFK demanded that they remove everything. The response from that was that the US created a 13-day-long naval blockade around Cuba, and then the world waited as tensions just got more and more tense, to be honest. So ultimately, how did this all go down and end in the long run? The resolution is that there is a real possibility of nuclear war. The Soviet Union did agree to remove troops from Cuba, and the US agreed not to invade, and they also secretly removed their missiles from Turkey. So even though the Russians put theirs in Cuba, we were putting ours in Turkey. So we do the same to each other. We always mirror each other. But both sides compromised they compromised with each other because they were scared of nuclear warfare. And this is something we see time and time again with countries over the decades. But that is it on the Cuban Missile Crisis. Here, I'll give you a little, so you can pause it if you need to. But please like, subscribe, and follow for more. But let me know if you want me to make any particular videos for the U.S. History 2 exam or the Criminal Justice exam. I'm focusing on those two right now. So if you need me to jump one ahead of the queue, just let me know. Thanks, guys.